Haifa. A year ago when the Maccabi Haifa Heat came up to Israel's top division, tonight is the night that their rabid fans marked on their calendars. Perennial powerhouse Maccabi Tel Aviv is in town for our game of the year. Good evening, everyone. Aaron Heller along with Simi Rieger from a boisterous Romema Arena tonight. We're 3,000 strong, expected to be here within minutes, and it should be one heck of a game tonight, Simi.
Yeah, the bosses of Maccabi Haifa, Jeff, Roseanne, and Joe, came today for the game. This game sold. There's not a ticket to be bought outside. People were really waiting for this game for a long time. The last time Maccabi Tel Aviv lost was about 8-9 years ago, so it's a payback time.
And of course, a lot at stake tonight. We have only 2 weeks left in the season. Let's take a look at the standings, how they are now. Maccabi Tel Aviv solidly in first place. Only 2 losses all season long. Haifa in third place, Simi, and they hope to stay there. It's an important place to be when the playoff come around.
Yeah, you know, I mean, Haifa's, it's very important. Plus, if you get the home court advantage, you have to understand that next week we play an away game. It's very important that they have a good showing and maybe steal a win tonight.
And Bnei Asher on a team they might meet in the first round. Let's take a look at the bottom of the bracket over there. Right now, Nahariya and Ramat Gan on the inside. Ashkelon, Givat Shmuel on the outside looking in. Of course, Rishon LeZion, Kiryat Ate, they're going to have to wait for next season if they're going to do anything. But of course, a lot of interesting matchups this week. This, of course, the game of the week between Haifa and Tel Aviv. But a lot of other intriguing matchups, including tomorrow night's one, Ashkelon against Apol Holon, playoff ramifications, and also ramifications from Maccabi Haifa.
Yeah, because we're tied with them, and we're better off than they are in the one against the other. We have to remember that Ashkelon is trying to get into the playoffs. Holon has Maccabi Tel Aviv away next week, so that's a very, very difficult game. It's a must game for them.
So tonight we see a matchup between not only the 2 top defenses in the league, also the 2 top point guards. Carlos Arroyo, the $2.5 million man, Maccabi Tel Aviv, taking on Duron Perkins, the leader, really the heart and soul of this Haifa team. That should be something to see. Well,
they're 2 completely different types of players. Carlos Arroyo is a great offensive player, likes to run, a lot of individual play, will make the sparkling play. Duron, very weak on the defensive end of the court, otherwise he would be in the NBA to this day. Duron Perkins is a more of an all-around player. He plays the great defense. He makes the people around him much better. He also scores when he has to score. Very, very interesting, like you said, Aaron.
Tel Aviv, of course, the heavy favorite tonight. We take a look now at those stats comparing between the 2 of them. Perkins scoring more, rebounding more, but in the assist department, Carlos Arroyo leading the league. Duron Perkins ranked number 3rd. Now, besides those 2 players, of course, the major advantage tonight has to be considered for Maccabi Tel Aviv. Haifa, an underdog. What do they need to do if they are hoping to pull off an amazing upset this evening here in Romema?
Well, to set up your inside game, you have to be able to make the 3-point shot. If you make the 3-point shot, guys like Guy Porat, Todd, and also Moshe Mizrahi, they can open up, as we see, the defense. So Jefferson and Sales can do their job. It's a very, very important thing. And when they make the jump shot, it'll open up for Perkins going to the basket.
And you mentioned Devon Jefferson. He has been on fire lately. Tonight, a matchup between him and a guy who was drafted for the NBA a couple years back, Lior Eliyahu.
Yeah, two great athletes. Lior doesn't have the shot that Devon has, but he's very quick off the boards. He's a little taller. He's 6'9", and Devon's 6'7". Very, very interesting. They both get up and down the court. Devon is a better defensive player. It'll be really a highlight game.
So stay tuned. We have our game of the year coming up right now. You can hear the fans behind us. They're already into it. So are we. Stay tuned. Haifa, Tel Aviv, next. And welcome back. That was your national national anthem, and we are about ready to go tonight in our game of the year. Maccabi Haifa Heat, Maccabi Tel Aviv, round 21 at Romema Arena tonight. And Haifa, and there is not an empty seat in the house, Simi.
Yeah, there's not an empty seat in the house, and we saw something that I haven't seen in all my years of being in Israel, and that's 41 years. The Haifa Heat fans across from us had this big banner that took the whole stands of David beating Goliath, meaning the Haifa Heat beating the Maccabi Tel Aviv basketball team.
And that is quite a scene. I'm sure you saw it early on here. Really a drawn out and an amazing reaction here from the people who've been around for quite a long time. We are about ready to go with just over 2 minutes to go, and we'll take a look now at our starting fives for the games tonight. Here they are in front of you for Maccabi Haifa Heat. They're going with a lineup they've been going with in the last few weeks. It's been very successful, Simi. Brooks Sales in the middle, Jefferson, Mizrahi up front, and Ron Perkins in the backcourt with Todd Golden. Expect a lot of minutes off the bench from Malik Dixon.
Yeah, well, you know, Todd Golden has done a good job. He's a three-point threat. You can't leave him alone, and that opens it up for the inside with Moshe Mizrahi. Also, the wing guards can't close in on Deron Perkins, who can go to the basket much quicker. The keys, in my opinion, to this game is keeping Maccabi Tel Aviv to one shot, no offensive rebounds. Also, their defensive, getting back on defense so they don't run.
Let's take a look at the starting five for their opponents. Maccabi Tel Aviv, Dior Fisher in the middle, the big guy. Up front, a pair of very impressive Israeli forwards, Caspi, Eliyahu, and in the backcourt, Carlos Arroyo and Marcus Brown. As good a starting five as you're going to get in the Israeli league.
Yeah, well, it's also one of those players is usually cost more than all the other teams together. But, you know, I mean, Carlos Arroyo is a player who played in the NBA for a long time. He goes to the basket real well. He's a very good one-on-one or when they play doubles. Marcus Brown is ending the career. He's a great shooter. He doesn't go that much to the basket. Caspi is an all-around player. He shoots not as well as going to the basket. He's very good off the offensive boards. He plays tough defense.
Dior Fisher, actually a teammate of Perkins for the last 2 years together. And the other man there is Lior Eliyahu, drafted in the NBA draft. Simi, Caspi, he's really the great white hope of the Israeli basketball league.
Well, I don't know about white hope, but he's the great hope. You know, I mean, he's took a very good agent, a friend of mine, Leon Rose, who has guys like LeBron James and Allen Iverson and Rip Hamilton and O.J. Mayo, little people like that. And he took him, and I have a feeling he's going to be a late first-round pick.
These are your referees for the evening: Gili Oved, Sefi Shemesh, and Gili Cohen. Simi, you've been hard on them all season long. How do these guys look?
Well, you know, I mean, Gil Oved, the referee here, he's a very good referee. It depends on how he comes to the game, because he can get little things bother him. Gili Cohen is the guy who felt that he made the mistake in one game with the Bull Jerusalem. I think he's a very good young ref. And here we got Jeff Rosenberg.
Rosen, who's there all the way from Miami, came in for this game.
Yeah, he came in. It's a pleasure to see a guy like this come in. With Joe right next to him.
That's Joe Almodovar, his Vice President of Operations for Triangle Financial Services.
These are two great guys. I mean, these are two guys that love the game. Joe and Jeff love Israel. It's not just a matter of a basketball team. I've had instructions to kind of inform you people along the way what Israel is all about. It's not just about basketball. And that's a very important thing that Jeff has given me and Aaron instructions. Here's Avi Ashkenazi, the second-year coach of the Haifa Heat.
So we're about ready to get underway here. The opening tip, you see the players coming out there. Simi, we've been doing every game all season long, and I cannot recall a level of energy quite like this here. The fans just going wild, packed here, and there just seems to be an electric feeling in the air here this evening.
Dior Fisher, who was a University of West Virginia player, played for Bayline, who's now at Michigan, playing against Brooks Sales, and Sales is a Villanova. So they played against each other. I don't think they played against each other in college. I think Brooks is older than them.
So here's the opening tip-off, and our game of the season is underway. Maccabi Tel Aviv ball, Carlos Arroyo. And taking a look here at Maccabi Haifa in the last 3 games, they've won 3 in a row after that 3-game slide. But look at that record all time against Maccabi Tel Aviv. They've only beaten them 5 times ever. So giving you a sense of the dominance. But they're a steal already. Deron Perkins, he leads the league in that department. And an interesting matchup here, Cindy. Caspi's on Perkins.
Yeah, well, you know, Carlos Arroyo is kind of small for him, and D. Brown isn't that good of a defensive player. So here we go.
And a tough, nice move by Devon Jefferson on Eliyahu. That matchup we talked about before the game, Simi. Yeah,
Devon is kind of psyched for tonight. You know, he knows what Maccabi Tel Aviv is like here. So, you know, I mean, he knows he has to be able to do it.
And there was Marcus Brown
good
burying
ball,
that.
Good ball movement by the Maccabi Tel Aviv. Carlos Arroyo threw that extra pass, and Brown knocked it down.
And just to give you folks back home in North America a sense of the dominance of Maccabi Tel Aviv, we're talking about a team that lost the championship a year ago, but prior to that, in 4 decades, lost it 1 time, 1992-93. So we're talking about complete domination. And the guy who beat them a year ago, you'll see him later, but we see a nice alley from Arroyo and a hoop from Eliyahu right there, 5-2 Tel Aviv.
It was a bad defensive getting back on transition game for the Haifa Heat, which hurt them.
Jefferson going to work again, spinning. The ball was deflected there by Fisher coming in on the help, but they put it right back there. Devon Jefferson, he's got 4 early.
And Fisher got a piece of the ball, you know, on that.
Moving around, there's Caspi with the open J, no good. It will be remain Tel Aviv ball. They're going to call it knocked out of bounds there by Brooke Sales. You see a look there at Pini Gershon, the coach of Maccabi Tel Aviv. Elad Hassin, the assistant here for Haifa, was his assistant back in Olympiacos when he was coaching in Greece.
And also at Maccabi Tel Aviv.
And there's a nice pass there from Arroyo. He leads the league in assists, and he gets his first of the night right there.
You have to understand that Maccabi Tel Aviv is the highest scoring team in the league. So, you know, leading Maccabi Tel Aviv in assists isn't really that difficult. I mean, the league, since he is the point guard. And now we've decided it's a Devon Jefferson against Maccabi Tel Aviv game.
He's just taking over right now.
Yep.
Maccabi Tel Aviv leading the league in most offensive categories this season. Caspi there, flips it, and Sales has a hold of it. Here comes Perkins. The fans thumping their drums early on. There's Perkins, heaves it up. He got fouled, hit on the elbow, and he will go to the line.
Well, Devon, Perkins had a double with his play. Here's Jefferson making a short jump shot. What's his name isn't that good of a defensive player. That's one of his problems, Eliyahu, and that's one of the reasons why he won't be in the NBA.
Maccabi Haifa leading the league in defense, giving up just under 74 points a game. Tel Aviv right behind him at under 75, but Tel Aviv scores 91 points a game. They deliver 23 assists a game. They shoot about 75% from the line, all first in the league. 3-point percentages over 40%. Shows you why they are the #1 team in the league. But early on, Haifa's sticking with them.
$27 million budget. That's why they're the #1 team in the league.
The dish to Eliyahu. Runs out of room, dipped away by Jefferson. Here comes Perkins, weaving, going through all the way. He gets
another foul.
Hit, and he gets another foul.
Arroyo.
So they call it on Carlos Arroyo, number 7. The matchup between these 2 point guards is going to be scintillating. They are just 2 guys who really play at the highest level possible.
Maccabi Tel Aviv goes into a zone on the out-of-bounds play.
Perkins directing traffic.
Sales has a mismatch with Eliyahu on him. Shoots a J.
Gets it.
Nothing but net. Rock Rishon.
Haifa early. And we've seen this in the last few weeks. They get out to a quick early start. They've hit 4 of their first 6 shots. They tend to go to sleep a little bit in the second, but early on they've been showing good signs, and that is not going to count, the referees say. They do not give him the continuation. But the foul on Todd Golden, his first.
I don't know, man. I would have let that count. You know, here's Brooks Sales fake pivot inside. Elio takes a step back, and Sales knocks it down right in his face.
Carlos Arroyo played a year ago with the Orlando Magic. It's a place where Brooks Sales calls home in the offseason. And they know each other from back there. They're going to call the reaching on Perkins there. Nice little acting job by Cosby as well.
Yeah, but it was a foul, and a foolish foul.
6:25 to go in the first. Haifa 10, Tel Aviv 7. And for Haifa, it's been Davon Jefferson scoring their first 3 buckets of the game. And Perkins guarding Cosby too. Big height differential there. Cosby's about 6'9". Perkins checking in about 6'4". Arroyo drills it.
Whoa, did he drill it?
We're all tied up at 10. Haifa playing under control so far, despite all the excitement here. That chance. Counted a couple dozen people who already lost their shirts already. Passing it up to Eliao, gets stuck, flips it, makes it. That's his game.
He's the most unorthodox player in the league or in the world. You know, he has hip shots, belly shots, pupik shots.
It works.
And it goes in. He just doesn't have a jump shot.
Perkins got caught midway, throws it to his former teammate, Dior Fisher, but they are not on the same side anymore. And Haifa's going to go to their bench early. The captain, Kujikaro, in with Malik Dixon. Eliao regains the ball, working on Moshe Mizrahi, 2 guys who've known quite a bit of each other playing for Israel's national team.
It's a foul, offensive foul called against, was that Cosby? Oh no, Elio. And it was. Moshe got real good possession, and you see him give him the elbow to the stomach, and Sales comes out.
Sales is out, Kujikaro in, and so is Todd Golden out. We see Tel Aviv so far, 3 turnovers, Haifa 2. That's been their Achilles heel all season long. They lead the league in that department, almost 16 turnovers a game.
We see a zone out of the Haifa Heat. Out of the Maccabi Tel Aviv. And then they float, go into man-to-man.
And nice look there.
1-inch
Jefferson. Again, fighting, gets it in the foul. He is not giving up. He looks like a man possessed today, DJ. There was a nice pick and roll there between Kujikaro and Perkins, as you see. Kujikaro with the dish. Denied the first time, but he would not be denied again.
With the hit. With the hit.
And Jefferson, 8 early points for DJ, averaging 15 on the season. He's got 9 already to go along with 3 rebounds. So Jefferson coming out strong. He is second in the league in points per minute. Scores about 0.6 points a minute. So this guy is an offensive machine when he gets going. Arroyo working on Dixon. Talk about an unorthodox shot. But they're going to call the offensive on Dior Fisher.
Going off the offensive boards, you know, he went off over somebody's back. Here we see Arroyo give the ball inside. Here we go. We see Fisher on the back.
And Simi, that is the 5th foul already. They are in the penalty.
Yeah, so it should be a 2-shot foul.
And it will be. So with 4:38 to go, Haifa now going to the line, and Jefferson has a chance to go into double figures real early in this game. Charles Gaines entering the game for Tel Aviv in place of Dior Fisher. Charles Gaines coming out a graduate of Southern Mississippi, graduated there in 2004, averaging at 9.9 points a game this season. A late addition to this team who's made a lot of changes. As you see Dior Fisher taking a seat on that bench.
Can't remember the name of the coach of Southern Mississippi. I remember when he was at Iowa State.
We'll forgive you. 11 out of 15 points for Haifa belong to Davon Jefferson. You know where he's from, out of the University of USC, teammate of O.J. Mayo a season ago.
3 guys going NBA this year.
And Davon Jefferson, a guy who many people say, maybe not this year, but perhaps the next. Got NBA potential written all over him. Scored 19 points last game, 7 for 7 from the field.
A little higher and And Omri Cosby wouldn't have had certain parts of his body.
He would have been singing the soprano.
He would have been singing something.
Dixon out to DJ with the move, the fake, the shake, the bucket.
Nothing
Yvonne Jefferson on fire.
but nets.
He's got 13 points in 6 minutes, folks. He knows this is the big show. This is what they come out to see. And in the biggest possible platform, he is showing what he's got. Mizrahi on Marcus Brown. Tough shot. Nothing but air. Jefferson yanks it away. Here he goes. All the way. Not giving it up. The dish to Dixon. Mizrahi's open for three. Give a little fake. And gets it.
Money!
Haifa comes out strong. They are up 19-12 with 3.5 to go. Look impressive indeed in front of this boisterous.
Penny Gisson's complaining that he's face guarding D. Brown. Whoa, Carlos Arroyo knocks down a three.
That's a big league shot.
A big shot, man. Had nothing to do with the game, but a great shot.
And a hand in his face. Those are the kind of things you can't ask much more from the
Yeah, but
defender.
it's not part of the game. He doesn't have his players in the game.
Jefferson to the hoop. No good there. Ill-advised. He gets his own rebound. Pushing hard. Fighting. Foul. Jefferson all over the place tonight. He's got 13 points. He's got 6 rebounds, 3 of them offensive. As we take a look at that,
Carlos
Arroyo
knocks it
dagger.
down. Nothing but net.
So Jefferson goes to the line again. And you don't hear this often, a team that has no answer for a player on Maccabi Tel Aviv, but they have no answer so far, and it looks like they go to the bench looking for one. Aaron McGee, Raviv Limonad, a pair of guys that they picked up from Nahariya in their yard sale this late in the season. And with this bucket right here, Jefferson
has his average.
15 points. Wow. He usually scores that all game long.
Yep.
Tonight he's done it in just over 8 minutes.
Aaron McGee, a lefty, played at Oklahoma first couple of years. He played at University of Cincinnati for Huggins. Then he played at University of Oklahoma. Went to the Final Four with them with Calvin Sampson. Good, very, very good player. Tough kid, 6'7", wide, very good inside player. Can also shoot outside.
He's scoring just over 15 points a game, so they have got shooters and scorers galore on this Maccabi Tel Aviv team. Just waiting for their opportunity, but so far Haifa with that iron-clad defense that we have seen all season long. Limonad pulls up, gets it. Mizrahi hits the back iron.
Yeah, it was a good shot. He was wide open on his own. It's the shots we want.
And Arroyo gets whacked. They had a couple to give. That's only the 3rd team foul on Haifa, as Brooke Sales will re-enter the game in place of Davon Jefferson. Davon Jefferson has been unconscious, and he gets a standing ovation from the crowd here for his performance so far. They're going to give him a little breather. I doubt he'll be out for very long, Simi.
Yeah, Devon's playing a great game. Bruce Sales has to come in. He has to contribute. They have to look down low. He's a big ball player.
So Carlos Arroyo at the line.
Well, that's surprising. He usually doesn't miss the foul shots.
An 81% free throw shooter on the season, scoring just under 16 points. He graduated from the University of Florida International, but then, of course, went on to a solid career, and he misses them both. Solid career in the NBA, a member of the Puerto Rican national team in basketball.
That's a surprise that he misses both of them.
His claim to fame was scoring 25 points, 7 assists and 4 steals.
Foolish turnover.
Puerto Rico beat the Dream Team.
Foolish turnover
in the Athens
now.
Olympics.
The ball gets thrown back court instead of, oh my God.
The one thing that Haifa has got to pay attention to is they have a tendency to let up, Simi, especially in that second quarter. They build a lead, they let up, let the teams get back in. They cannot allow a team as talented as Maccabi Tel Aviv to do that tonight. McGee with a fake to his former teammate Limonad and Nahariya, and he gets it in. That's Limonad's second bucket. And just like that, it's a three-point game again. A full court press. And Haifa breaks it down. Trying to regroup here. Fujikawa on Gaines. Nowhere to go. He's going to back him in there. Not the greatest post-up player. Working hard. Going in, gets it.
Nice play. Nice
Jeff
tough
Rosen
play.
is happy. And a steal by Haifa. Sales goes out of bounds, but you got to like that effort.
Benda's going into the game.
And Perkins going to sit out the last minute and 9 seconds of this first period. And you see Pini Gershon giving a pat on the head there for Malik Dixon. They have quite a history. Malik Dixon, the man who killed Tel Aviv's chances last year for a championship. A last-second shot for Apol Holon ended a streak of 15 straight titles for Tel Aviv. And they would like nothing more than getting some vengeance on his new team tonight. Dixon, mismatch down low on Caspi. He could not guard that man. Luckily, they had a foul to give. That would be the fourth on Tel Aviv. On Haifa, rather.
I don't like that matchup. And Moshe Mizrahi's on.
Fujikawa on Arroyo. I don't like that either. Kicks the ball. So the only starters out there now for Tel Aviv are Arroyo and Caspi. They've got Gaines, Limonad, and McGee off the bench. They have the best bench in the league, scoring over 30 points a game in 75 minutes. So a team really with no visible weaknesses. But tonight, Haifa up 5 on them with a minute left to go in the first. Arroyo on Dixon. Again, tries to go behind his back. Nowhere to go. Good defense there. Caspi fading away. Buries it.
Unbelievable shot.
That's an NBA shot.
That's an unbelievable shot. That's what that was, man. That's flying backwards, going 3 different directions.
And he cuts the lead to 3.
37 seconds left, 17 on the 24-second clock.
Out to Benda, but the steal by Caspi. Throws it down hard. Ill-advised pass by Fujikawa.
He shouldn't be handling the ball, especially 30 feet from the basket.
So the lead is just 1 now for Haifa. 1 second difference between the game and shot clock. Haifa going to try and get a good one here. Benda, they move out. Fujikawa. Almost walked, but they called the foul on Limonad. Todd Golden back in the game for Malik Dixon. That might mean Haifa's trying to set up for a 3 here. He is their 3-point specialist.
Also, they want what? They want to keep Dixon off of Arroyo, because Dixon's forte is not really defense.
Ito hits that one. Haifa perfect from the line, 8 for 8 tonight. I guess I shouldn't have said that, huh, Semi?
Guess not. 4, 3, 2, 1, shot.
And time expires.
No basket.
The bucket does not count.
No basket.
The bucket will not count.
No basket.
Haifa's saying yes.
It's a long time before that. There was no basket.
We saw the light turn up. They're going to take a look at this on the instant replay. If it did not go.
You got to be kidding me.
Well, we will wait now to hear what they say. Meanwhile, it still looks like they did not count that bucket, so it will be a 2-point lead for Haifa after the first. 24-22. The Tel Aviv bench begging for it, but we clearly from this angle saw that the McGee shot was after the buzzer went. Anyway, so Simi, an exciting first period here in Haifa.
Yeah, well, it was a Devon Jefferson first period. The rest of the Maccabi Haifa Heat played tough, but nobody really outstanding.
15 points for him.
Nobody in real foul trouble. Actually, they counted the 2 points, which is amazing.
That's a Maccabi Tel Aviv call.
Yeah.
They give them special treatment. So we have ourselves, now they've adjusted it, the scoreboard here, 24 apiece. Regardless of that, Haifa's got to be pretty pleased. They played a great first period. They're all locked up, and it really was Devon Jefferson's show.
And you know what I would do?
You would go and buy some merchandise. That's how well I know you already, Sammy. We've been doing this the whole season.
So why do you ask?
Exactly.
I mean, it's ridiculous. Aaron.
I know what you would do.
I'm going to take your money from your wallet and going to buy stuff for your future kids.
But we have to worry about the people watching us at home, too. And if you guys want to and aren't here in Haifa, check us out here, triangleinternet.tv. You can get your favorite merchandise, including one of my favorite things, the Maccabi Haifa Heat pens. Got all the information you need on there, and it works. You can write with it, too, so very multi-usage there.
It also turns into a calendar.
Yeah, and in an airplane.
And you can also scratch your nose with it.
You can do anything with it. So Jefferson gets his breather. He's going to come out there now with the A unit for Haifa out there with Perkins. Perkins has been quiet so far. 2 points for him. Got no assists. Eliyahu leading the way for Tel Aviv with 6 points. Arroyo with 5. But, well, I guess if you're both teams, you got to please right now. Haifa playing great. Tel Aviv saying, hey, we ended that, spurt, that Devon Jefferson explosion, and we're all tied up still. Let's take a look at the replay here. And we'll see if they did get it off indeed. We didn't think so, and they're not going to give us the chance to see it. So,
well, one of the great things about Maccabi Tel Aviv, they realize it's a 40-minute game. And even if you make a big run at them at the beginning, they can go the whole time and they can use it. It's really...
They gave them the basket.
Interesting.
We're all tied up, and the second period is underway. Perkins to Jefferson. Made the extra pass. Nice look.
Nice play.
Kushikaro's got 5.
Yeah, I mean, Devon, they're so scared of Devon Jefferson now that they had 2 guys on him and it opened up for Kushikaro.
Gains down low. Good defense. Here comes Jefferson. He is doing everything, Simi, on both ends of the court.
Well, he didn't pump up the balls before the game, so I think we're going to have to find him. Great kid, Devon.
A guy who has just improved and improved throughout this season. Kushikaro this time returns the favor, but not as soft hands as Devon, and they come the other way. Limonad pulls up, buries it. Jefferson in the 13 victories this year, scoring 17 points a game. So he is key to the success of this team.
There we got a nice pass from Malik Dixon right in the tefer, in the seam of the defense. Very, very good play.
And Kushikaro has 7, so he is notching up his points there as well. Ito Kushikaro averaging just under 10 points a game this season. And he has 7 already. Wow. Jefferson went up and got that. He will not be denied this evening. It has been all Devon Jefferson so far. Perkins weaving his way. Jefferson going to take a 3. Can he? No good.
He can, but it didn't go in.
And they're going to call a push on Dixon. The fans don't like it.
That's his second foul. Let's see it. Here we go. You see.
A little nudge.
Man.
I don't know. Caspi got the superstar treatment on that one.
Yep. You know what's nice about
and we see the replay there. You see that it was late. But
and now the shot just went in, so it's a tie ball game.
If Haifa ends up losing by 1, you can come back and blame the secretary
2.
here. Tough shot. Got it. He wanted the foul too, but he got the roll there. Perkins with the hit and delivered the bank shot with a nice kiss off the glass. Arroyo has not sat down a minute.
He is the engine that makes Maccabi run. And a nice double up on him. Caspi from the corner. Fisher tried to get it. His former teammate Perkins comes out with it.
It's a foul, man.
He is getting hit hard, pulls back. Tough shot. Perkins is apt to do that once or twice a game. Haifa still up by 2. There's McGee. And this time, rolls out. Kujikawa with the rebound. 7 to go in the half. Haifa 30. Tel Aviv 28. Ben David, a hero for Haifa when Perkins was out with injury. And Jefferson cooling off a little bit lately. He is now 5 for 10 from the field. Arroyo pushes off. The guy really knows how to open up for a shot.
TV timeout.
TV timeout with 6:42 to go. Haifa holding on to that 2-point lead, Simi. So far, giving Jefferson a lot of reasons to smile tonight.
And you know why it's a TV timeout? So both teams can go buy Haifa Heat clothing.
That's true. I think that's the reason why they got it. As you can see there with your banner.
זיו, תשלח את זה גם אליי.
So you take a look there at the crowd, some of the flags being waved, really a packed arena. The first game of the season that we had here in Romema was against Holon early this season. They almost had a sellout that game, but never seen anything quite like this. I mean, just the lines outside the arena before. We saw firsthand how they wouldn't let people in, even for us, the press. Really tight security tonight. Completely different feeling.
They wanted me to show my identification. So I pulled up my shirt, and they said, okay, that's you.
The Maccabi Haifa Heat merchandise shirt. That'll get you in anywhere. It's like the American Express card.
Yeah, that's right.
So as you can see, some of the fans over there in your screen, some with shirts, some without. Banners everywhere, and there's one of them out there saying that there is only in Haifa is there a Maccabi. And of course, that is a subliminal hint towards the fact that in Israel, Maccabi means Tel Aviv, really synonymous with success.
Well, I don't know about that.
It is the really the most famous club in Israel and the most successful.
Yeah, okay.
Doesn't mean it's the most liked.
It's the one with triple the budget of anybody else. It's about, they have a budget of about $22 million more than the Haifa Heat.
And a single player who has more than a Maccabi Haifa, or not maybe Maccabi Haifa Heat, but Arroyo with 2.5 a year.
2.5.
Gets more than the entire Haifa team.
Oh, I don't know about that, but they get a lot.
And for that money, he's expected to be out there, and he is. Perkins diving in there, just a defensive ball hawk. Nice move by Limonad. Contested, but McGee puts it in.
Aaron's a tough kid. You know, he played for Calvin Sampson at Oklahoma. He posts up real well. He's been around for a while. Very, very good ball player.
And a nice pass by Jefferson. Benda can't get the roll. And we have a tie ball game in Tel Aviv, going to try and get their first lead of the evening with 6 to go. Not used to being in that position. Caspi, post-up move. And Fisher comes in. They're going to call
they
it
really hit the boards hard. I mean, the Haifa Heat have a very small lineup with Jefferson 6'7" and Kujikawa 6'6". You know, it's not really a big lineup. They need some of the bigger players like Sales. They need in the game.
Sales is the big player on the team. Actually, the tallest player on the team is Ben Strong. He doesn't get a lot of minutes. He's 6'11". Doesn't carry himself as such, though. I mean, Sales looks more because he's really got that presence of a veteran more. But
Ben Strong's a very nice person.
A backhanded compliment. And the bucket there by Dior Fisher. Fisher got into quite a skirmish earlier this year in a nightclub in Tel Aviv.
His father did. Oh, yeah, he did.
And got cut, was out for a couple of games with the injuries to his face. Unfortunate. Another guy who a year ago, Tel Aviv always seems to have a player like that. Will Bynum a year ago. And speaking of Will Bynum, Simi, did you see the game he had last week for the Detroit Pistons?
I didn't see it, but I read about it. In one quarter, he scored 25 points.
Unbelievable. And this is a guy who played last year for Maccabi Tel Aviv, exploded for the Pistons, setting a team record for 25 points in a period. And that's a team that had Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars on it, so go figure. Limonade coming the other way. Haifa regroups and slows down the break.
Good defensive
The adjustment
transition,
there.
yeah.
Caspi with the fake, going to the hoop. McGee, no good. Perkins with the rebound. So Tel Aviv with a 2-point lead. Jefferson with the crossover.
Oh,
nice left-handed move. He broke his ankles on that one.
They doubled on Deron Perkins, and he pitched the ball back, and then Fisher came out high, and he just crossover dribble and laid it in.
That's just quickness there.
Yeah.
Went by him as if he wasn't there. Nice look by Arroyo to McGee.
Yeah.
That's
it was
why
a bad
he leads the league.
defensive set for the Haifa Heat. The big man didn't step out.
5 assists for Arroyo.
Arroyo, 5 assists so far. He leads the league in that department at just over 6. 6.2. So having himself a heck of a game so far, distributing the ball. Mizrahi goes flying into his teammates. Sales and Golden will come back into the game. For
Malik Dixon and Kujikaro, yeah. Actually, it's the starting lineup.
It is indeed. Haifa.
What happened to Guy Porat today?
Gore Porat is still on the bench.
He hasn't seen the game. Well,
he's usually a defensive specialist, comes in for Mizrahi, but has not got any minutes yet. And we just see Arroyo taking a seat for a breather. He doesn't get many of those. Limonade now out on Perkins. Working hard on him. Golden releases the trigger. No good. Jefferson tracks down the rebound, throws it away. Nice throw up there. Marcus Brown trying to get open with a little floater. Oh, they're going to say he touched it. That was definitely going down. The question is, did he get a piece of it? The refs say yes. Let's take another look at that.
That's a foolish play. You know, let the ball. It's on the way down already. Here we see.
Yeah, he got a piece of it.
Yeah.
He got a piece of it.
You know, wait and see if it goes in or not. You know, you don't have to give anybody presents.
And Haifa now down by 4, their biggest deficit of the night. So far, it has been all Jefferson. He's got 17 points. The rest of the team has got 15.
6
Mizrahi.
on the clock.
Open look. Cannot get it.
He can't make a shot. He's usually a good shooter. Moshe, he's getting good looks.
Very streaky. McGee to the hoop. Wow. Aggressive.
Aaron's a tough kid. I told you, he's a good player.
Aaron McGee and Raviv Limonade earlier this season with Naharia got them to a place where they are still in playoff contention, but when that team had to do a fire sale.
Maccabi Haifa Heat is now taking a timeout. And you know what we do with timeouts?
Talk about merchandising?
I guess so.
All right, let's talk about it.
Tell me about the pen that you're writing with.
It is a Haifa Heat? It is a Maccabi Haifa Heat pen. It's got a calendar in there. It's got all your highlights in it. Has ink in it as well. A special added feature.
Really? Does it teach you how to write? That's the question.
Unfortunately, we cannot hear in the timeouts what's going on right now. We hope to have that feature later on in the game for you, but we can just see here from the body language in the Maccabi Haifa Heat gathering. Lots of excitement in there. Really, Ashkenazi trying to tell his guys to keep up the pressure and play hard against Tel Aviv. And Simi, they've been doing that so far.
You know what I like about you, Aaron? You have a definite, vivid imagination. And, you know, I mean, that's very important at your age in life. You know, you think people are
I've been called worse things.
No, Avi Ashkenazi's trying to calm the team down. This is what we have to do to get back into it. We're down 4. Not the end of the world. Nobody has to save the world. Let's go and do what got us where we are.
Something to note, too, is that in the first period, they got 5 fouls on Haifa very quickly, on Tel Aviv very quickly. Only 1 now in the second quarter. So,
well, there's a reason for that. They're not buying the merchandise of the Haifa.
Perhaps. Or perhaps they're not going to the hoop enough. I don't know. Either or. You pick.
Or
you
both.
Your pick.
Or both. Could be both of them. I love you.
So Jefferson so far 17. Kujikaro's got 7. Arroyo leading the way for Tel Aviv with 7, but more importantly, he's got 5 assists. And a balanced attack for that team. As you see the fans here drumming away. Aaron McGee at the line, he's an 80% free throw shooter. Tel Aviv, the best in the league at that. Best in three-point shooting, best in free throw shooting, best in two-point shooting, best in scoring. The only things Haifa really has an edge statistically on them is defense, rebounding, and steals.
We have a zone press. We saw soft zone press.
Golden. Jefferson takes off. Got hit. Keeps going.
Got hit again.
He is just going at them with reckless abandon. The guy is playing his heart out tonight. Here you have on the floor
Eliyahu's
the
foul.
starting lineup for Haifa. Perkins, Golden, Mizrahi, Jefferson, and Sales. Brown, Limonade, Eliyahu, Arroyo, and Fisher for Tel Aviv. They go to Jefferson again, and he gets it again.
That's what you have to do. Get it to him on the halfway to the bucket where it's one dribble or even straight up. Easy bucket. They can't guard him.
Jefferson having his way tonight, and Haifa pretty much deferring to him. You don't see a lot of that usual offensive aggression we see from Perkins, from Mizrahi, from the other players. Brooke Sales, only 2 points for him. It's been all Jefferson.
That Sales guarding somebody 25 feet from the basket. Here you see him, he's in the corner. Take a step off him, Brooke.
For Haifa, the only man in real foul trouble is Malik Dixon. He's got 3. And when you guard Carlos Arroyo, you tend to commit a lot of fouls. Arroyo to Fisher. Out to Eliyahu. Nice little fake. And Mizrahi with the read. Almost threw it out of bounds. Nice fake. Sales. No good. And Jefferson there fighting for it.
It's all over the place. Pavon is like a man possessed today. It's like he's playing against UCLA.
Hey, he is just taking the game over tonight. 15 points, 19 points, 8 rebounds.
And it's a triple, putting him down 1 by Ron Perkins.
And the fans going AP here. The first three-pointer for Tel Aviv, for Haifa after 4 misses. Golden on Arroyo. Takes him. Nobody can guard that guy either. He just has his way whenever he wants it.
Oh, what a mistake. What a mistake.
That was painful.
It's unforced turnovers. They kill you.
And a team like Tel Aviv, you just cannot make any of those. You can't give them anything for free.
It's a problem.
McGee back in, Fisher out. Dixon and Kujikaro back in the game. Dixon coming in with those 3 fouls.
Killing Sales.
Golden out. Sales coming out. You got to give Avi Ashkenazi credit for not taking out Jefferson right there. They need him. They need to keep him in the game. So Dixon and Golden pretty much sharing the minutes right now, leaving B.J. Mackey as the odd man out. Guy who early on the season won the team leader, scoring about 12 points a game. Has not seen a minute of court time since Perkins came back from injury.
There's that little belly shot from Eliyahu, and you know, you got to guard your man. And guys aren't coming back and playing defense. Malik Dixon is a problem on the defensive end of the court.
Perkins, what a collision. Keep on playing, they say. Trying to create something here. Wow, what a move. Rolls out. Kujikaro right there for the rebound. And what do they call? A push-off. That's not a push-off. That's just Kujikaro breathing.
that's 2 shots. Unbelievable.
Haifa in the penalty, and that's going to be costly. Let's take a look. Nice little skip move by Perkins. It just rolls out, and the little nudge there on McGee is called against Kujikaro.
You know, what's amazing is guys are going, the Tel Aviv team are going over people's backs, and nothing's being called. And here you get a little push, and it's a two-shot foul.
The refs in Israel notoriously...
No, all you have to do is be consistent. I don't have a problem with that call, but call it both ways.
And Aaron McGee gets a lucky roll there, and that gives him 9 points. He is a co-team leader along with Carlos Arroyo. And kicked out by Limonad. So there have long been accusations of the refs in Israel currying favor to Maccabi. Their chairman, Shimon Mizrahi, can incur the wrath of anyone in this league. And we heard plenty of chants from the fans here against him. But hey, they are been champions all but 2 seasons in the past 40, so go figure. There the foul is called on Arroyo, but it is only the 3rd team foul, so no foul, no penalty. And we see now D. Brown entering the game, making his first appearance, a member, of course, of that wonderful Illinois team way back in the day. Teammates of Luther Head, Deron Williams, a couple of guys who went on to play in the NBA.
Guy that plays for Uphold Jerusalem, Powell.
And Roger Powell on that team as well. A great team. Kujikaro to the hoop. That's not his game, but he gets it back. And that's not his game, but he gets it back again. So that is his game, I guess. Throwing it up and getting the rebound. Perkins working on Limonad. Nowhere to go. Malik in the corner. Tries to pull up for 3.
Money.
Gets it.
Got a 3. Big 3. Brings it back to 3-point defense. Deficit.
And that is big with a half minute to go in the period. And no good there. And Tel Aviv gets it. They heave it at the buzzer. It's good if it goes. Almost did. So your halftime score, 45 for Tel Aviv, 40 for Haifa. Tel Aviv coming back in that quarter and getting the 5 points they needed. Simi going down to halftime. Has Haifa got to be pleased with the score so far?
No, I don't think they have to be pleased at all. I think they should be even or even up. They aren't playing their game. They went out of their game that they had in the first half. What made them good and what made them and they weren't going inside enough, and then all of a sudden you have to make up the points. There you got Devon Jefferson 19, Kujikaro 7, Perkins 7, Malik Dixon 3, and Mizrahi 2.
And you got to add to that Devon Jefferson, the 8 rebounds as well, really being the man of the first half. Eliyahu leading the way for Tel Aviv, followed by Arroyo and Aaron McGee. We'll be right back with the second half after our halftime presentation, the week in review in Israeli basketball and soccer. We'll be right back from Romema.
Shalom, happy Passover, and welcome to week 20 review of the Premiership Israeli Basketball League. I'm Gil Barak. Here we go. Ironi Ashkelon hosted Maccabi Haifa Heat, which wanted to keep its third ranking spot. Right from the start we saw some unusual plays, definitely not from our league, such as this amazing 360 dunk by Devon Jefferson, who might be working on his next season contract. Haifa, especially Doron Perkins, ran to a 16-point lead in the first quarter, but like last week, Haifa faded away later on. Add to that a 3-point shootout on Ashkelon's part, and at the break the hosts were up 48-46. The game remained close until a couple of minutes to the end when Ashkelon had 2 turnovers which sent Haifa to some easy fast break points. Perkins with 27 sealed the deal. Haifa wins for the third time in a row, 84-77. Pini Gershon and the yellow jerseys needed some motivation in their home game against Ramat Gan. This season, Maccabi suffers from three-pointer difficulties, and there's nothing like a humble opponent from a nearby town to improve the percentage. Until the break, they made 6 out of their 7 attempts. It was hard to grasp where Amir Uzi's team were in the first half. Maccabi scored 32 points in each of the first 2 quarters and was up 64-46 after 20 minutes. The second half seemed more like a practice than a game for Maccabi Tel Aviv, which cruised to an easy victory, 103-86. Ironi Nahariya in white hosted Hapoel Jerusalem. Yaakov Gino's players made a 13-2 run right at the beginning of the game as they took advantage of the visitors' poor defense. The second quarter was owned by Nahariya as well. Matan Naor with a 3-pointer started another run by the local team. Jerusalem brought Torin Francis to add more depth in the paint, but Nahariya's Phil Ritchie didn't feel Francis' presence at all as he scored easily under the basket. Pay attention to this next play. Even after a free throw, Jerusalem couldn't close the lanes for Nahariya's players to take the rebound and make a bucket. No wonder that the score at the break was 39-23 in favor of the white jerseys. Nahariya went through so much this season, and its players deserve all the credit for being able to put everything aside and simply play good basketball. On the other hand, it's hard to understand what happens to Hapoel Jerusalem when it plays outside of Malcha Arena. Guy Gudis' team didn't function at all and just watched Nahariya's Ron Lewis, who ended up a great evening of 29 points, which led to an impressive victory, 82-67. Rishon LeZion hosted the blue jerseys of Bnei Sharon. The guests, who tried to improve their ranking before the playoffs begin, had no problems to take control over the game right from the start, and they were up by 17 in the first half, mainly thanks to a solid night by Meir Tapiro, who ended up with 18 points. Things looked pretty much the same in the second half. Bet Alachmi's new addition, Arya Newbel, had 20 points, 9 rebounds and 4 assists. Bnei Sharon wins 95-78. Rishon's fans lost their patience and booed their team on its way to the locker room. Hapoel Cholon, which is the hottest team in the league, met the coldest one, Givat Shmuel, which carries 5 consecutive losses. Cholon started strong and ended up the first quarter up by 12. This advantage was enough until the end of the game. Its 4 foreign players, Flores, Washington, Withers and Tolbert, set the tone with 54 points out of the team's 74 in the whole game, and in the end, Cholon got its 6th straight victory, 74-63. That was Week 20 review of the Premiership Israeli Basketball League. Thanks for watching. I'm Gil Barak, wishing you a happy Passover, and don't forget to check us out next week. So long. Shalom and happy Passover. These are the highlights of the Israeli Premiership Soccer League's round 25. Here we go. Maccabi Haifa's Gustavo Bocoli had a great evening against Ashdod. Started with an assist to Shlomi Arbitman, who scored the first for Haifa in the 19th minute. Rafaelov checked into the game at the 57th minute, and 6 minutes later Masileila left Bocoli alone. He sent the ball straight to the head of Rafaelov, 2-0 Haifa.
הנה זה בא, ב-2-0. אישור גדול של בוקולי ורפאלוב נועץ את השני. שער יפה של רפאלוב, התקפה טובה של כדורגל שהתחילה, סלח לי, עם מסיללה.
Haifa wanted the third goal badly. Ashdod already gave up the game. This time it was Bocoli's turn to try his luck from a long distance.
בוקולי! איזה גול! איזה שער מעדיף של בוקולי!
After 2 assists, Bocoli scores the goal of the game. Haifa wins 3-0 and remains at the top spot in the ranking. Easy 4 goals to none victory for Beitar Yerushalayim. That was the case against Hakoach Hamida Ramat Gan.
בן שושן מגיע אל הכדור הזה, מאיבי מציל, ויצחקי קובע 1-0 לביתר ירושלים.
Yitzhaki with the first and the last goal had a great game. So had the other scores for Beitar Yerushalayim, Idan Vered and Amit Ben Shushan.
עושה סיבוב, משאיר שניים מאחור, עכשיו ורד, 2-0 לבית"ר ירושלים, בין הרגליים של ג'וסלן מאיבי, הכוח בצרה צרורה. בוא נראה את ברק יצחקי שמשאיר את הכדור הזה, ועכשיו חכם מה הוא אומר? הוא אומר 3-0 לבית"ר ירושלים. מה נשתנה הלילה הזה? שב-30 דקות אנחנו רואים 3 שערים. זנדברג, בן שושן, ההגנה של הכוח עמידר ממנה, ברק יצחקי ישנו, בן שושן ישנו, וברק יצחקי, שלום, 4-0 לבית"ר ירושלים.
Tamir Kahlon and Pedro Galvan were in charge of Bnei Yehuda's victory over Maccabi Netanya, which lost some height in the battle for the championship.
שוב רלי, והנה השער הראשון, 1-0 לבני יהודה, תמיר כחלון מעלה את הקבוצה מהשכונה ליתרון של 1-0. ב10 הדקות שבן דיין נמצא במגרש, הוא עשה יותר ממה שעשו רוב שחקני נתניה בכל 90 הדקות. הנה ההזדמנות עכשיו לחמד, והנה השני, פטרו גלבן, 2-0 לבני יהודה.
Hapoel Tel Aviv's Walid Badir gave his team a 1-0 advantage after 7 minutes against Maccabi Petach Tikva.
גם טלקיסקי ברחבה, וזה ברשת, וליד בדיר, חופשי לגמרי, לוקח פנימה, הוא מעלה את הפועל תל אביב ליתרון 1-0 כבר בדקה השביעית.
Then Cherov equalized the score in the beginning of the second half.
והנה השוויון! גרנצ'רוב!
But the Ran Zehavi from Tel Aviv won the game for the red jerseys with this goal, 2-1 Tel Aviv.
יופי של שער! 2-1 להפועל תל אביב!
Five goals were scored in the game between Maccabi Tel Aviv and Kiryat Shmone.
קריית שמונה, הכדור הולך אל בלו, הנה בלו בועט, פנימה! 1-0, קריית שמונה, ירו בלו! נראה עכשיו, דניאלה, אולי יש כאן שער, הנה יבוריאן! 1-1, איליה יבוריאן, עם השוויון! הנה הכדור הקרן, והנגיחה, שער! איליה יבוריאן, 2-1, מהפך, תוצרת איליה. תמונה מעודדת, ועכשיו השלישי, ליאור ז'אן.
After trailing by 1 goal, Maccabi scored 3 times and even a second goal by Kiryat Shmone didn't spoil the celebrations of the Tel Avivians, who win 3-2.
ווידור נוגח פנימה! 3-2, אולי ההספד היה מוקדם.
Two goals by Bnei Sachnin weren't enough for the host to win against Hapoel Petach Tikva.
זה יכול להיות שער, כן, איזה גול! איזה גול יפה, 1-0! יניב רוזון עושה את זה! בנות שולח את הכדור הארוך הזה, חמד גנאים, והכדור הזה בפנים! 2-0 לסכנין!
Steven Ofei and Ayman Abu Salah made sure that each team will get only 1 point after 90 minutes.
אופי מחזיר את פתח תקווה למשחק מהר מאוד. סואן מולו, כדור הולך לנימבה. זן לבד. בואו נראה עכשיו, זה חייב להיות שער, כן! נגיעה ראשונה בכדור של איימן אבו סלאח. איזה חילוף של זאביק זלצר.
These were the highlights of the Israeli Premiership Soccer League. Thanks for watching. Happy Passover. I'm Gil Barak. Take it easy. So long.
So welcome back to our second half. It is 45-40 Tel Aviv with 2.5 minutes to go before we get going here. And we take a look at our halftime statistics. As you can see there, the main difference probably right now is that figure of the field goals. 58% Tel Aviv making their shots, 47 for Haifa. And of course, another big gap there are the assists, 14 for Tel Aviv, led by Carlos Arroyo's 5, Raviv Lanat 4. And Haifa just with 6. So
well, a lot of the baskets by Devon were individual moves off of passes. Maccabi Tel Aviv runs more. Their offensive game was a lot better in the second quarter.
So the man really of that first half, without a doubt, was Davon Jefferson, pretty much leading things on his own. He has 19 points. He's got 8 rebounds, almost half of the team's points. And really just taking his game to a whole new level. We'll take a look now at some of those highlights from the first half. You see the numbers there on Jefferson. He really is playing like a man among boys out there.
Yeah, he got hot at the beginning. He made a shot, went to the basket, got tough off the boards. They looked for him. They really can't guard him. Fisher was guarding him, and that was a mistake because Fisher's not quick enough in the legs. Later on, they put on smaller players to guard him. You have to understand also that with Maccabi Tel Aviv, Lior Eliyahu is the high scorer, and Aaron McGee is the second high scorer. That's 19 points on the two big men down below. That basically Aaron comes off the bench, and they're doing a great job.
So the two of those guys pretty much balancing off with the Jefferson.
Yeah.
But if Haifa's going to push through, they're going to have to look for some help elsewhere. Kujikaro and Perkins have 7 points
I'm
apiece
looking
right
for
now.
Sales to get more minutes.
Yeah.
To get Brooks Sales to get more minutes and to get involved more in the offense. He hasn't been involved enough in the offense. For my taste, I mean, everybody does their own thing,
So far, as we take a look here, we see we're about to get going here in the second half. So far, we haven't seen anything from Gur Parat yet either.
Has he played?
He has not played a single minute so far. So we take a look also at the entire team there, at cutting back their rotation. Tel Aviv looking to win their 13th game in a row. They've only lost 2 on the season. The second game of the season against Jerusalem, which we broadcast together, and then they lost another one against Bnei HaSharon. So Tel Aviv, as you can see there, Pini Gershon and his crew, definitely a lot for them this season.
And the great thing about Penny is he tries different combinations until he finds the combination that plays well against the team, and then he goes with it. He went with Raviv Lemonade, and he went with Aaron McGee, and he went with those guys that he found in the middle of the second quarter and went with it the way.
So we see the players out on the court for Haifa. It looks like they're actually going to come out. You mentioned Sales. It looks like he's going to start out on the bench. They're coming out there with Jefferson, Kujikaro, Mizrahi, Malik Dixon, and Deron Perkins.
Mizrahi has to start shooting. He has to start making jump shots because, I mean, he's a great shooter. He's the kind of guy that can score 3, and he's the kind of guy that can score 20. Taking the same shots. So whether they're going in or not, a lot of it has to do with confidence.
Pini Gershon also making an adjustment at halftime. He has Raviv Limonad in there now in place of Lior Eliyahu, so he's going short.
He's playing 3 guards. He's playing Brown and Arroyo and Raviv Limonad.
Excuse me, not Eliyahu instead of Caspi.
Yeah. Eliyahu is on the court, and he's teamed up with Jefferson.
And we're underway here. So Arroyo, now we see Perkins on him. So the featured matchup tonight, so far they haven't been guarding each other. We see now that's a change as well on this second half. The 2 big guys going at each other. Eliyahu, that hit the ball, it's out of bounds.
And that's
the ball.
And that's good defense by Devon. You love to see that. That's a weaker part of his game, but he comes up and he plays hard. When he gets his mind to it, he can do anything because he's such a good athlete.
Dixon on Limonade, and there is Moshe Mizrahi, who so far has only 2 points to his name. He's a guy who can go hot and cold. He's usually better here in Romema, but tonight so far not being able to. And there's Jefferson with a nice dish to Kujikaro. Wow.
I could have made that one. Great pass, great offense.
And Kujikaro enjoying the feed there from Jefferson. That's his second assist.
Well, Maccabi Tel Aviv is so worried about Devon and Malik and Perkins that what's his name's getting the benefit of it.
Kujikaro.
Offensive
and the foul
against Eliyahu.
That will be his 3rd semi, and that is big. 3rd foul on Lior Eliyahu. So Haifa coming out strong here in the first minute.
And Caspi's going to go into the game now.
Probably for Eliyahu.
Yeah. And that's a tougher guard for Jefferson.
Because Caspi can pull him outside and threaten from the distance as well.
But he's not as quick as Eliyahu.
A real impressive pair of forwards, if I could say, Simi. Probably the most impressive pair of forwards I've ever seen in this league. on the Israeli side, of course. Jefferson trying to go crossover. That time it doesn't work. Guys hitting the deck. Caspi, Limonad, gets it back to Arroyo. And it goes out. Arroyo had a gimme, couldn't get it. Bodies everywhere. Haifa has the ball. Way to hustle right there. Perkins working on Marcus Brown. To the hole, takes it. Nice pass to Kushikaro. What a dish.
And again, we talked about Kushikaro benefiting from the penetration of Perkins and of Jefferson.
Kushikaro 11 points so far. The crowd going wild. Haifa down by 1. Go back door to Marcus Brown. Nice look. And the Green Apes, 2002, they are going at it with their drums and their flags and their topless shenanigans.
Raviv Lemonade just beating people up, and there's no calls being made.
Kushikaro and Perkins trying to do a two-man game. Look at the spin by Perkins, rejected by Fisher.
Nice play by Fisher. Maccabi Haifa, you'd have to understand that if they have Fisher comes and switches onto a guard, somebody has to run to the basket.
They call the foul on Perkins. I think they call that a makeup foul, Sammy.
I don't know, man, but, you know, there are a lot of fouls the other way that just don't get called.
And we take a look at the replay there. Nice backdoor move.
Nice pass.
Marcus Brown getting by Mizrahi and floating it over Jefferson.
Well, that's what happens when you overplay somebody. The weak side help had to be quicker on it, and they weren't.
Marcus Brown pulls up for 3. He's got a quick trigger. And what exactly was Kushikaro doing? Unclear. Flips it out there instead of gathering it. And Dixon stepped on the line. Kushikaro has got strong hands, hasn't got the softest ones. And Limonade with the offensive. Arroyo for 3, that's dangerous. And they dodge a bullet, but they get it back. No, they don't. Here's Kushikaro, and they're leading the attack. Jefferson now has the ball. Going all the way, finishes it, and the foul. Davon Jefferson.
Devon made a hesitation move. Here he comes down, hesitates a second, takes that extra step. They make the foul outside. TV timeout. It's a 1-point game with the foul shot coming from Devon.
And that is just a pretty replay to look at. And Jefferson on fire here. Chest bumps galore on the Haifa bench. Jefferson has 21 on the evening. And Haifa down by 1.
And there are a lot of chest bumps galore on these cheerleaders. Huh?
And they're not bumping each other, though.
Right.
So Avi Ashkenazi getting all that he could ever want out of Devon Jefferson, and he also got another important thing, a 3rd foul on Carlos Arroyo. That's going to be important as we go down the stretch.
Yeah, and you know what Avi's doing right now?
He's telling his players, go play hard, and if you can't, buy merchandise.
The bench players have to buy the merchandise.
The bench getting shorter this evening. B.J. Mackey, of course, been sitting there lately. Porat hasn't gotten it off. Strong has been playing, you know, a couple of minutes here and there. Tonight, he hasn't gotten off the bench. So really sticking to a shorter rotation there. The only guys getting off the bench there so far have been Dixon, Kushikaro.
That's it.
And that's it. 7-man rotation. And Kushikaro rewarding his coach as well, getting 11 points, but pretty much almost all of them, I think he can say thank you to Perkins or Jefferson.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, but that's what he's there for.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he gives up his body on the offense and on the defense, and, you know, and that's the story.
Perkins and Arroyo.
And that is our featured matchup for this evening, Arroyo and Perkins, and pretty much playing pretty even. Arroyo with the lead there, slight lead over Perkins. And Jefferson ties it up. His 22nd point of the night. Haifa's 47, 6:45 to go. D. Brown in there now for Carlos Arroyo, who picked up his 3rd foul. And he's going to be generating that offense. Aaron McGee in there too, had a very solid first half, 9 points. Limonade down low with the dish, nobody there. Here comes Haifa trying to regain the lead.
Nobody on his team there. There were guys right from there.
Jefferson, he's a man possessed. Here he
Yeah,
goes, pulls back, back up, tough shot.
Tough shot.
Moshe with the rebound, and he gets it. And Haifa is ahead.
And that's no box out from D. Brown or one of them, whoever it was.
6 minutes to go, and Haifa has regained the lead. It lost early in the second quarter. McGee, strong moves. No foul. Kushikaro's got the ball. McGee went down hard, coming up gingerly.
Gingerly?
Down to Kushikaro. Jefferson throws it down with authority.
Go!
That tomahawk jam.
Jefferson.
It looks like he pulled up, though. Look at him. He's limping a little bit there. That's some concern. Asking to be replaced. Looks like he pulled something. And you see Jeff Rosen going wild in the stands. What was the call there?
Number 10.
Mizrahi.
And here comes Devon out.
Because he pulled something. He asked for that substitution. I saw him call for it. But Jefferson, 24 points so far, and the last one in emphatic fashion with a tomahawk jam. And the concern now on the Haifa bench is what happened to Jefferson. He yanked a muscle there. Rebound, Mizrahi. Here comes Haifa.
And that's a bad shot by Raviv Lemonade.
Behind the back pass there, getting fancy. Dixon down to Sales. They're going to call the foul
and
on.
they look inside. It was a nice pass.
Caspi, and that is going to be the third on him.
Nice pass by Mizrahi into Sales, who had his man pinned. Finally, the team game is coming together.
So the fouls racking up for Tel Aviv. 3 on Caspi, 3 on Eliyahu, 3 on Arroyo. And those are the key guys for that team. Dixon working on D. Brown. Perkins working on Limonade. Little shake, little shimmy.
Little jump shot and call me Simmy. Here we go inside.
He gets it. And Kushikaro puts it down.
And I think Penny Gershon wants a timeout.
Simmy's had enough.
I think, yeah. I mean, it's the way the team is scoring. Not just that they're scoring, they're getting the shots that they want. Nice pass.
By Mizrahi.
Lays it up.
And a 13-2 run for Haifa since halftime. Tel Aviv got just 2 points so far.
Yep. That's what a 13-2 would mean, that they got 2 points.
It would indeed.
And here we come.
And look at that. So Haifa with a 6-point lead now, and they have come out a team that apparently the coach told them the right things at halftime, Simi.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, they went back to what basically they were doing in the first half. They started it off by giving it to Devon Jefferson, who actually fulfilled what he was supposed to do. Then teams started jamming on him. He started giving it off to Kushikaro, who was getting legs. Then Deron Perkins made a 3-point jump shot. They came out on him. He penetrated, gave it off to Kushikaro. I mean, that's the way the game is played. And
so Jefferson with 24, Kushikaro 23. And Kushikaro getting his points the way he does, underneath. Nice passes from his teammates there as starting to catch up with the assists. Haifa with 10 assists so far this evening. They average just under 16. And we see that Jefferson is still on the bench. But it looks like now he's sitting there. They stopped tending to his leg as Kushikaro goes to the line.
yeah, I mean, you know. And it almost went in.
So Haifa up by 6. The second unit in there for Tel Aviv. D. Brown, McGee, and Yaniv Green making his first appearance tonight, an Israeli center, number 9. Haifa, tough defense. Green down low. They're going to call the foul on. No, they're not. They're going to call a walk. Yaniv Green just coming in. He's cold from the bench.
I spoke to him before the game. Great kid.
Yep.
Was brought up in Bnei Sharon, which was Herzliya then. Really nice kid, you know. He's been hurt this year, which is a shame. You never like to see anybody
Perkins
hurt.
for three, no good. But look at Sales fly through the air. That's what they call him. Brooks Sales sailing through the air there. But the turnover. Marcus Brown, D. Brown. Green, lots of colored names out there. Brown and greens everywhere. And McGee gets the bucket.
That was good. I like that. That was good. That was funny.
You got one green, you got two browns out there for Tel Aviv.
There's zone.
Deep.
Whoa!
Dixon buries it, and he is feeling it right now with 3:40 to go.
Whoa.
Haifa with their biggest lead of the game, up by 7. And there is an entire corner of this stadium where there is not a single person sitting, Simi. They are just having the time of their lives.
That's Perkins' third foul, which is not a good sign. Not a good sign. No,
and Benda's going to come in for him.
Yes, that's a very bad sign. You never like to see Perkins come out of the game.
Everything goes through them, and so very important minutes coming up now for Haifa. They're going to have to count on Amit Ben David to quarterback the offense. And another foul there on Mizrahi. And no, that'll be the fourth on them. The next one will be a shooting foul. So got away with them there. And we see Jefferson still on the bench. In fact, Jefferson sitting right next to us over here, getting a breather. Looking forward to get back in there. Amazing performance thus far. 24-8 for him. Brown pulls up with a dagger. Marcus Brown has 10 points.
Hideo Kujikawa went out on him and then left him, and he shot it. And you never leave the guy with the ball until somebody relieves you.
Kujikawa working on McGee down low. Finds Mizrahi, pulls up for three. Did not get it. Green there. Came down hard on his knee.
That's a shooting foul.
And Kujikawa gets called for the foul, and that will be his third as well. So 3 players for Haifa now with 3. Kujikawa, Mizrahi, Perkins, Arroyo, and Cosby, as well as Green with 3 for Tel Aviv.
Devon is coming back in for Kujikawa.
And Green gets the first one.
Yeah.
Green shoots 63% from the line, averaging 5.5 points a game this season. The 29-year-old center.
I remember when he was on the youth program. I'm getting old. Zone of.
Dixon pulls up for 3. Tough shot, no good. McGee with the rebound. And here comes Marcus Brown. Do not give him an inch. He can bury a shot in an instant. Cosby working down low. Tough move.
Bruce DeSale, he's taking over the boards, which is nice to see.
Haifa, only 3 for 10 from three-point range. We talked about that before the game as one of our keys.
Tough shot. It's a tough shot. They got to isolate Devon on Aaron McGee because Devon is so much quicker than Aaron. Aaron is so much more physical.
Good defense there by Sales. He stepped on the line, McGee.
Yep.
Brooks Sales forced him out there.
Brooks is playing tough. You like to see him play the way he is today. He should play like that every week. He's more physical today. He's rebounding defensively and offensively, and you're feeling him more in the game. And
he knows tonight's not a game and they need him to score a ton of points. He can do it if needed. Tonight he's giving the soul and the heart out there that this team needs to stay in it. And the ball will remain Haifa's. The fans in it still here. You can hear them and see them. Minute and a half to go. Haifa clinging to a 3-point lead in the third. Sales. Dixon. Only 2 to go. Dixon, tough shot at the buzzer, in and out. McGee with the rebound, and here comes D. Brown the other way. Yaniv Green working down low. Might have moved his pivot foot. They did not call it. And there is Marcus Brown. Yaniv Green now the open shot.
Oh my God.
That was ugly.
Air ball. That reminds me of my heyday.
Yeah, that was not pretty. Yaniv Green does not want to see the replay of that one.
That looked like a lot of, wow. In the park, you get knocked out for taking a shot like that.
And they're giving him the close-up.
Yeah.
There's his moment of shame.
Great kid, though. You'd love having him on your team. Hard worker, does the little things that helps your team win.
Dixon out to Jefferson. Little shake between the legs to the hoop. Tough shot, gets it!
Oh, yes!
Going to work.
Yes, and here comes D. Brown with Marcus Brown with Shoshana Brown.
Early on this season, they had an Elton Brown semi. They have Browns galore. Let's look again at that. Look at that big-time move by Jefferson. This little hook shot.
Avi Ashkenazi calls for the timeout, and Jeff Rosen is losing his mind. Call that, call this, call that.
And he can't even sit down. He is just standing there at the exit across from us here, second level. And Haifa's got a 5-point lead. And Davon Jefferson has got 26 points. He averages 15 on the year. His season high semi, 31 against Kiryat Ata. But that's Kiryat Ata. This is Maccabi Tel Aviv.
Yeah, and you know why? Because he wears his Haifa Heat shirt around the town all the time.
That's what it does it for him. Look at the Haifa Heat there. The starters have got 39 points. The bench have 19. And the turnovers, 16. The Achilles heel for them all season long.
Yeah, it's a bad, a lot of them unforced turnovers. Rebounds only 10. That's not very good.
.6 seconds to go here. And Haifa giving it their all. They could really use this victory tonight. Would really help them a lot. If they lose tonight's semi and next week they go against Bnei Sharon, they could technically fall from number 3 to number 6. Tonight lessens that possibility drastically. If they could pull off the win.
It could be a nice win, moral-wise, every-wise,
And we hope to get the updates later on, perhaps, of the other games going on simultaneously tonight. This is the featured game in Israel's Channel 5, the sports channel here. Our colleagues Yoram Arbel and Ofer Shelach broadcasting this game here in Israel. Good friends of yours, Simi?
Yeah, very. Ofer especially, I've been working with Ofer on TV for 20 years, and he's really, really a gentleman.
And a very interesting guy, too. A real class act, one of Israel's most distinguished journalists, a guy who, doesn't have a spare moment, and yet he's running the marathon, too.
Not just that, he's written 6 books that have been published and sold.
Exactly.
I wrote a book, but it's still...
but it's still in your drawer.
It's in my drawers, yeah.
Maccabi is playing without Arroyo almost for the entire third quarter.
And so Carlos Arroyo with the foul trouble. He's got 3, really been out long minutes now. And Haifa taking advantage of it. Marcus Brown to the line.
And they're going to be playing with 4 guards. And Cosby, Aaron McGee are their big men. So they go 6-7, maybe 6-7. That's a nice foul shot. In and out.
He misses them both.
Oh.
And Marcus Brown, that's an 87% free throw shooter, missing them both.
He heard about the Haifa Heat equipment, so he missed it.
Haifa needs some help for tonight. They're going to pull off the upset. That is, they need some help. And getting some. Perkins, the isolation to the hole against 3. Almost gets the roll.
Foul. And they just nailed him to the cross.
And now Tel Aviv's going to wait for a final shot. 7 seconds to go. Marcus Brown knows it. Trying to get open. Jefferson on it. Here he goes. Open shot. D. Brown at the buzzer. It would be good if it went. It did not. And Haifa dominating that period. Look at that. 18-8.
Right.
You know,
18,
you don't see Maccabi Tel Aviv score 8 points in a quarter very often. That was some solid defense we saw here.
It was very, very, and also the offense contributed to it by making Haifa work on Tel Aviv work on defense. It actually made them lack of concentration on their offense and taking bad shots.
So Haifa, of course, you know, they dropped off their offensive production, but that's fine for them. Their game is that defense. They are giving up only about 74 points a game. And this is a team, Tel Aviv, who scores 91 a game. They've only got 53 to show for themselves. So game going Haifa's way so far.
Well, it's the Haifa pace of game. You know, Maccabi Tel Aviv would like to run more, but the Heat are holding it, only running sporadically at certain situations when they feel they have a complete advantage. Because if you try to run with Tel Aviv all night long, you're going to get blown out.
Well, we talked about the keys to the game early on. So far, three-point shooting is not doing the job for them. They're only shooting 27%. Still, they're doing their turnovers, 16 already, but yet they still have a 5-point lead. What do they have to do to make sure that they can keep that and end this game with a stunning
upset? The first
thing
they have to do is keep Maccabi Tel Aviv to one shot. Hit the defensive boards. It's very important. No easy baskets. Getting back on defense, defensive transition. Very, very important. Making Maccabi Tel Aviv, taking them out of their comfort zone, and then running a good offense. Good offense, meaning 5, 6, 7 passes until you get a wide open shot.
And we talked at the half about one of the big things, the difference in field goal percentage. You see now the numbers on your screen. Haifa managing to get that down, and they're barely pretty much even in that department there. So the numbers reflect what's going on.
Also, the assists jumped up,
yeah.
and they had no assists in the second, barely an assist. The Maccabi Tel Aviv, and the turnovers is even where it was like 10-4 before. You know, it's an important statistic.
So Maccabi Tel Aviv off on all their numbers so far. They shoot 41% from 3 on the season. They're down to 27 now, 53% from 2. Only shooting 49 tonight. So Haifa managing to do something to them that not many teams have done so far. And we've got 10 minutes to go before, well, I'd have to say the biggest victory for Haifa since they came up to the top division, without a doubt. I mean, that would be something that would give this team a lot to cheer about and a lot of confidence going into the playoffs.
And they have to play intense defense. Nothing stupid, just play your game. No stupid fouls. Perkins has 3. Moshe Mizrahi has 3.
And you saw there Carlos Arroyo jumping to the sound of the music on the bench. He still is there. He's not in the game yet. He has been on the bench for a long time. And Haifa all season long, we've talked about it. They have beaten all the teams ranked below them, haven't beaten a single team ranked above them. Their leadership is hoping that streak ends tonight. Dixon and Ben David in the backcourt, and along with Perkins, Jefferson.
And Carlos Arroyo sits down on the bench where the players who substitute are going to be.
Jefferson pulls up on Caspi. D. Brown to Caspi. Nice pass.
And that's what I was talking about. Not letting them get easy buckets off transition, making them work for everything.
And a tough pass there. It will remain Haifa ball. And a Haifa lead by 3, and there is Arroyo back in the game. We
Coming
take a
in
look
for
at
D. Brown.
At the replay of the alley-oop with Caspi throwing it down. Caspi's got 6 tonight, averages about 15. As you see the points on Carlos Arroyo, started out strong, did not score so far in the second half. Dixon throws it to Kujikaro, and it will be Tel Aviv ball.
You know, Malik has to understand that Kujikaro doesn't have hands to catch and shoot like that. And there, nobody came back on defense.
Kujikaro, oh, and he gets it.
And that's what I was talking about.
And they did not listen to you.
That's what I was talking about.
And that is the 4th foul on Kujikaro, too. Or no, it's a foul on Jefferson. Excuse me. Only the 1st on him.
Yeah, but you have to understand that they scored 4 now, probably 5 points off of doing nothing. Just getting up the floor.
So all that hard work, and we are tied up now. 58 apiece with 9 minutes to go. This one is going to go down to the wire.
Things aren't as smooth as they were before.
Perkins pushes off Brown, leans in, tough shot. Lots of guys down there. Marcus Brown just trying to get some cover. Perkins with the lean in and gets it.
They won't make a call for Perkins. They're killing him, and nobody's calling anything.
And Jeff Rosen called that too. Smack him on the hand. Haifa up by 2. Dangerous pass. Arroyo. Cosby. And Cosby is going to work right now.
They're up.
He's got 12, just like that.
He can do a little bit of everything.
The guy has scored 8 points in the last 2 or 3 minutes. Ben David for 3.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
And the fan jumping out of their
Not
seats.
just that, it's very important that the bench contributes.
Brown, tough pass out there. Heat up by 2. They're going to go at McGee's going at Kuchikaro. Gets by him, rejected by Jefferson, but the foul is called. It's going to be number 2 on Jefferson. Let's take a look again at the nice wide open, high arcing shot there by Ben David, and the answer moments later by Cosby. Jefferson is out. The Haifa bench trying to get the fans going. And Aaron McGee makes it. So you have got 4 players from Maccabi Tel Aviv now in double figures, led by McGee with 13. Cosby, Eliyahu, and Brown, the others, in double figures. For Haifa, it's all Jefferson, 28, Kuchikaro with 13.
You got a zone here. Boxing 1. No, not
Sales.
a zone.
Nice pass to
play.
Perkins to the hoop.
Play.
And he got mauled again. They called the block on Arroyo, but not getting any help from the refs. Nothing. Ben David leading the attack now. Finds Perkins. Perkins pulls up for 3. He wants it bad, and he gets it. And he is psyched.
He's upset that he's getting beat up and nobody's making a call.
And he drilled that one with authority. As you see these swarms of Haifa fans, they were waving their towels. Haifa up by 3.
And then you get these ticky-tack fouls immediately called for Maccabi Tel Aviv. It's 3 fouls in 3 minutes. No foul against the Heat. No fouls in 3 minutes against Maccabi Tel Aviv.
And Perkins pleading his case now with the refs, but to no avail as we take a look at that nice dagger he delivered right there. Nothing but net.
Here we got the green apes, and there we have the green grapes.
The cheerleaders doing their thing. And Simi, we've seen them all season long. They've improved quite a bit.
Yeah.
See the elastic moves right there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I see it all the time, you know.
Simi among their biggest fans.
One of their largest fan. I don't know about biggest. There she is. Shoshana from...
Dimona.
No, she's from Chuza. And there's Shula from Metula. Takula. All right.
It's a good thing they don't speak Hebrew.
Yes.
So Haifa now, we have got ourselves 6:50 to go in this game, and we see up there in the rafters Jeff Rosen. He cannot sit. He's just that excited. Here all the way from Miami. He came in for this game. He'll be here for the next one and then be back for the playoffs. Haifa has clinched their position, but they have not clinched the ranking that they'll be at.
They've clinched being in the playoffs.
Yeah.
They haven't clinched their position. You know, this is a very important game.
And we see Jefferson there with the numbers so far. 28 and 10, a double-double for him. Nearing in on his season highs. His season highs are 31 and 15, but against Maccabi Tel Aviv, that is no small feat there as we take a look at some of his highlights so far. A couple of nice assists as well that fed Kuchikaro. Another thing to keep your eye on is the 3-team fouls for Haifa. None so far for Tel Aviv. That'll be crucial down the stretch.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Limonade, 2 people on Arroyo. And they called the foul, and the Haifa bench very upset about that. And Pini Gershon very pleased. Let's take a look at it again here in the corner. The double up on it.
And Perkins telling Sefi Shemesh it's 4-0 fouls in this quarter.
Yeah.
3 minutes, 4 fouls.
It's time to even up the score a little bit.
Well, you know, now every foul against the Heat is a shooting foul.
And that's very dangerous with 6:40 to go, and the team's best free throw, the league's best free throw shooting team. Doubling up on Arroyo, moving around. Lots of activity on the Haifa defense. They are playing very hard right now. 8 on the shot clock. Into McGee on Kujikaro. The defense playing hard, and they did not call a foul there. So Haifa.
There was no foul.
You never know. They've called a lot that haven't been there so far. Perkins leading the attack, up by 3.
Got to get a bucket, a good shot. Got to get.
Oh, and they're going to call the foul there.
Throws him on the floor.
I'll give you the results of this evening. Bnei Sharon won over Ramat Gan.
And Bnei HaSharon so far, we're getting our
77-68.
Bnei Sharon wins 77-68, which is actually no good for us.
Jerusalem 103, Kiryat Ata 94.
Jerusalem 103, Kiryat Ata 94.
Expected.
Yeah, that was.
And Gilboa 177 against 72 against Givat Shmuel.
So Givat Shmuel, a team fighting to get into the playoffs, they lose to Galil Gilboa. Things getting tight in the race for the last playoff spot.
Yep.
Nahariya Rishon goes to overtime.
Wow, and Nahariya and Rishon LeZion, another big game, going overtime. As we see the bucket there by Kujikaro, he's got 15, having himself a big game.
Don't give up an easy bucket. Don't give up an easy bucket.
Brown for 3. It's an easy bucket, Simi. And it is now a 2-point game. Cosby is sitting on the pine with 4 fouls. Eliyahu in there and Dior Fisher now. Perkins working on Limonad. Tough, nice fake. Good look to Kujikaro, gets mauled by Eliyahu. And that will be number 4 on Eliyahu too. So Kujikaro to the line now. He's 1 for 3 on the evening. Big shots right here. And he gets it. We see one of the lovely fans here coming to watch the game. Kujikaro with a big offensive outburst tonight. He makes them both, and that's 17 for him. Ido Kujikaro averaging just 10 this season. And he has 17 so far. Big performance for him as Davon Jefferson still on the bench with about 5 minutes to go. The look inside, the foul on Sales, and they will go to the line now. That is the 5th foul on Maccabi Haifa. 3rd foul on Brooke Sales. He's had a quiet night so far. Lior Eliyahu going to the line. He has 10 points, but he's been very quiet in the second half. Averaging 13.6 on the season. And he makes 1 for 2. So, in fact, he misses them both. 5 minutes to go. This is it. Halfway through the 4th period right now. Haifa up by 4. And Davon Jefferson still on the bench. Take a look there at the free throw numbers. The Heat doing great lately in that department. 85% tonight. We saw a near perfect performance a week ago in Ashkelon. And actually Tel Aviv, the team which leads the league in free throw shooting, having their troubles so far. Perkins for 3. Off the mark. Sales fighting out there. And here comes Tel Aviv back. Marcus Brown throws it away, and it goes to the Haifa bench. So Haifa gets the ball back there on an ill-advised shot by Marcus Brown. 4-point lead, 4.5 to go. An exciting game here in Romema. The fans are getting their money's worth. 3,000 strong here in Haifa tonight.
And they're in sort of a zone, the Maccabi Tel Aviv team. And Sales with a short jumper misses it.
Air ball.
Yep.
Here comes Arroyo. Pulls up for three. No good. The fight for the rebound, and Sales does that, so he is getting it. He's getting the dirty work done. Malik Dixon penetrating. Toss it out to Mizrahi, and they regroup. Dixon pushes off. They call the push-off.
Oh, my God.
And they're going to, no, they're not. There's not going to be shooting here, but a foul.
Yeah, but they've had 3 chances. The Heat have had 3 chances to enlarge the lead from 4 to 6 or 7, and they're just not doing it.
And it's a 4-point lead, but do not play with fire. Maccabi Tel Aviv, lots of firepower there. And these are the moments Haifa has to step up. Arroyo. Marcus Brown for 3, came up clean.
Yeah, but he came off a staggered pick, got a nice bump, and the player who was guarding him, instead of coming up behind him, tried to beat the picks and got picked off. Luckily, he missed the shot.
And here's Perkins with 3.5 minutes to go. And why, in heaven's sake, Simi, is Davon Jefferson not in the game?
Because the coach has him on the bench. He wants to go with two American guards of Malik Dixon and Perkins, and he's going with Brooke Sales.
And now he's bringing in Jefferson.
Yeah.
He heard us.
Yeah. I don't know about that, man.
So they're going with the short lineup, but they are getting Davon back in there with his 28 points.
There's 10 seconds on the 24-second clock.
We're being updated by our stats team now that he has, in fact, only 26. Nothing shy about that either. Ball gets away from Dixon.
Again, you're only going to get a certain amount of chances against Maccabi Tel Aviv and to enlarge leads. And wow,
they're getting more.
They missed layups.
Jeez, and they are getting more than they bargained for here, but do not test fate. Dior Fisher is going to go the line. Fisher, a big man. He is an 83% free throw shooter, though. He's only scored 2 tonight, just under 10 on the season.
So Bender goes in from Malik Dixon. That means Davon Jefferson should go in for...
No, they're only going to play. They're playing with 3 Israelis now out there.
Or Sales.
Sales is out, yeah.
Doesn't make any sense. All right.
Carlos Arroyo has missed his last 6 shots. We are talking about a guy who has been scoring about 16 points this season, but tonight, only 40% from the field. And 0 for 2 from the line, too. He's got 7 assists, though, doing his job in the point. Avi Ashkenazi choosing to go with 3 Israelis here. Mizrahi, Kujikaro, and Ben David, along with his 2 stars.
And there are only 7 seconds left. Here,
Ben
good
David
shot.
Gets
good
it.
shot.
Breaks
good
down
shot.
the defense.
Good shot.
Haifa up by 4. We've got 2:50 to go. This is crunch time.
Yes, it is.
The fans on their feet. Limonade with the move. Eliyahu trying to get in there. He jumped. They're going to call a foul, though.
Yeah, Kujikaro hit him.
And that's it for Kujikaro. He's gone.
That's why they called the foul. Kujikaro hit him.
Number 5 on Kujikaro. He is finished.
8 fouls against Maccabi Haifa in this quarter. 2 against Maccabi Tel Aviv.
And Kujikaro, folks, has had one heck of a ball game. 17 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 fouls. Those 5 fouls count as well.
Played a very, very effective game.
And now Brooke Sales in there.
Oh, my God. He made it off the backboard.
Eliyahu, you take a point off for those in the playground, Semi. And he back irons that one.
Oh,
Haifa gets the
got
ball.
his own
Tel
rebound.
Aviv. Marcus Brown, back to Arroyo, back to Marcus Brown. Good adjustment on defense by Ben David. It is coming down here to the crunch time. Eliau, tough shot. Perkins with the rebound.
Man,
Perkins has got 6 points to go along with his 12 points.
The offense is called head. I won't go into that, but this is what it's called. Got a bit of a zone, you know.
About 2 minutes left to go.
Yep. And that's a foul and ball on the side.
On Arroyo. That's number 4 on Carlos Arroyo. So the fouls racking up. Kujikaro is gone for Haifa, but Tel Aviv has got 3 players of 4. Arroyo.
Timeout.
Yep, timeout. So Arroyo, Cosby, and Eliau all have 4 fouls, and we have just over 2 minutes to play here, Simi. An exciting one in Romema, as good as it gets here in Haifa this year.
And they got to go and set up a good offense. Go inside, try to get Devon inside because nobody can guard him. Not post up, but come from halfway out, coming to the bucket, and that's a very important thing. Take some time off the clock, but get your offense in.
So we still cannot hear the timeouts. And the dancers doing their thing out there, but not a lot of people dancing in the crowds. They are just very tense.
Really. Like everybody's holding their breath, waiting for the other shoe to drop. But, I mean, if we get a good offense, if the Heat get a good offense this time and a good shot, there's no reason why we shouldn't go up 5-6 points.
And Tel Aviv, Maccabi Tel Aviv not used to playing many close games this season.
Yeah, and they have to get back on defense. The defense transition is a major thing when you're playing Maccabi Tel Aviv. So he's going with Jefferson.
Jefferson, Sales.
Moshe Mizrahi, Ben David, and Perkins.
Tel Aviv has got Limonad, Caspi, Arroyo, Brown, and Fisher. Caspi and Arroyo have 4 fouls. Falls there, gets it to Jefferson. Tough, he gets fouled though. And they call it.
2 shots, number 21, who's that?
Dior Fisher.
Dior Fisher, how many fouls on him?
Dior Fisher has 3 fouls on him.
And it's 2 shots. Now these are big shots. There's 3 fouls against Dior Fisher. These are big shots. This makes it a two offense possession if he makes these.
He's 6 for 6 on the night. 7 for 7. And he gets it. Jefferson 8 for 8 from the line. Now he's got 28.
Game. Now you got to play tough defense. Take some time off the clock. Make them work. No stupid fouls.
Oh, Sales hits the deck and he's hurt. And Sales is limping. He is limping and it looks like he turned his ankle.
Major thing is there's a steal. There's a steal. 1:35 left. Got to run an offense. Get an offense. Don't just play games. Get an offense.
Perkins. Out to Jefferson.
5.
Look, the 3.
4.
3. This is going to be a tough shot
2,
now. Perkins in the hoop.
1.
Gets rid of it.
Yes. Get it. Well, Sales had the rebound.
And he had it and it goes out. And Dixon's going to come in for the injured Brooks Sales. So they're going to go for the short lineup here.
Yeah, he's hurt.
He is definitely hurt. They could not get, there was no stoppage in play there. But a minute 16 to go, Simi, 5 points. It's not over. It is not over by any means against Maccabi Tel Aviv. This is a team that can score in a second.
Yes. Looks like Sales landed on his ankle, maybe twisted a little bit. Now they're going with a smaller lineup. I don't like that at all because the major thing is getting that rebound and getting Devon as a second rebounder, not as a first rebounder. But, I mean, there's nothing you can do. I mean, maybe he's not going in. I don't know. Because he's sitting down looking at the coach. Maybe it's better.
And with Kujikaro out of the game with fouls, Not a lot of big bodies there. Only one is Ben Strong, but doubtful you're going to see him.
You're looking at Sales. Has to be in the game. You know, he has, he has about 3 fouls. He has to be playing.
And the question is, can his ankle keep up with it? It looked like he turned it right by us over here.
Well,
Pini Gershon giving instructions to his team.
Yep. Now we'll see if Sales gets up. He's going to go out on the court. Nope, doesn't look it.
It looks like he hurt himself.
No, he's going out.
He is going out
going
there.
Out.
And look at Devon Jefferson's numbers. The average you see, 15. He got that after 8 minutes in this game. And 28 and 10. An all-star performance by Devon Jefferson.
Yep. And they're going to go, in my opinion, they're going to go to Aaron McGee because Aaron gets a lot of fouls.
And he's an excellent foul shooter, too.
And a good foul shooter, yeah. Very great post-up player.
Arroyo's got the ball with a buck and a quarter to go.
Yep.
Marcus Brown. Down to Aaron McGee, like you called it. He's working on Sales. They're going to call the foul on Sales.
I told you they were going to go there.
You know it. He ain't the league's best color man for nothing, folks.
But the whole thing is, you know, if it's me, I play Sales half in front of him. So he can't get the pass. Make them throw it over my head.
And he misses it. So they're getting all the rolls they can, and you see what Aaron McGee has to say about that.
Well, now it's a shot. If it's a miss, they have to get the rebound.
And they are in there now for the rebound. He makes the second one, and it looks like they're going to go for an offense-defense move here.
Yeah,
Dixon in for offense.
Yep. Another ball handler. And it's a very important thing to get a score here, to make it an offense where
trying to break down the press here. 1 minute to go, folks. Haifa up by 4. This is crunch time if there ever was one at Romema.
And Perkins should be handling the ball. There
and now he is. Limonade in his face. Perkins gets by him to the hoop. The pass to Dixon, gets it!
Yes!
And a big bucket there!
Yes! And now it's got to be a defense. Got to be a defensive stop. Got it. No!
Get it.
No!
Aaron McGee gets it.
And that's what I was talking about, not giving up a quick basket.
And they did, and it's a 4-point game now. And Ashkenazi arguing here that he wanted to get the defensive substitution before.
He wanted somebody in, and they didn't call it.
He tried to get Sales in there for Dixon. Dixon got the offense. He wanted Sales in there for the defense.
What are they taking him out for?
And now Jefferson they're taking out.
Yeah.
I can't figure that one.
Well, because they had to substitute because Sales was on the bench. They had to substitute.
So now Jefferson is out here.
And now they foul immediately Malik Dixon, who's a very good foul shooter.
And let's take a look at Malik Dixon. He is shooting on the season 12 for 12, Simi.
So that's a pretty good foul shot.
It is pretty good. Doesn't get much better than that. 100%. It's his first trip to the line tonight.
And he has to make both.
He's averaging 8.7 points a game this season for Haifa. He's got 8 tonight already.
And this is 36 long seconds.
And you see Shimon Mizrahi there. Dour look on his face. That's the default expression for him for the past 30 years, Simi. And yes. Dixon buries it.
Dixon makes the first one. It's a 5-point game.
And the crowd goes down to a hush right now as Dixon gets set. Gets it. 6-point lead for Haifa, 78-72.
Can't let an easy score. Got to let them run off the clock.
Limonade to Arroyo. Takes the shot. A tough one.
What happened?
McGee with the rebound and the foul. And the foul is on Aaron McGee. He is getting hacked down there. And that is the 4th foul on Deron Perkins.
Yeah.
Big foul shots for Tel Aviv. McGee gets it.
It's a 5-point game.
He's got 17 on the night to lead all Tel Aviv scorers. 80% free throw shooter. If he makes this, he'll be 8 for 10. And he does. So Aaron McGee's got 18 to lead 4 Tel Aviv players in double figures. Arroyo stuck on 9 for a long time. And Simi, this is where the coaching comes into effect. You've been in these situations before. Haifa's up by 4, 28.7 seconds to go.
They're going to foul. You have to put the ball in your good foul shooters. A guy like Malik Dixon, or you put it in Deron Perkins' hands, guys that make the foul shots and have been under pressure before. You have to be careful not to give up an easy bucket like they've been doing. You have to get back on defense, close it down, and then go out to your players. I mean, this is a very important thing. We're up 4. We got the ball, 28.5 seconds left in the game. No stupid turnovers. Concentrate, and you're a winner.
Well, Maccabi Tel Aviv, you see the numbers for them now. Most of them on par, except that free throw shooting. They're only shooting 60% and only shooting 33 beyond the arc. Most importantly, this is a team that scores 91 points on the season, average. 74 so far. That's Maccabi Haifa Heat numbers. It's been a Maccabi Haifa Heat game, and if they can keep it up for the next half a minute, it will be a Maccabi Haifa Heat victory.
No stupid things. No stupid. Don't go for the steal. Just play basketball. Make them shoot, and everybody go for the defensive rebound. Everybody. Now's the offense.
Ben David, Perkins, Dixon in the backcourt. 3 guards. Mizrahi and Jefferson up front. A short lineup, but the best foul shooters that Haifa has right now. Perkins, they foul him.
And they took 1.5 seconds off the clock.
And Deron Perkins, a 75% free throw shooter.
Yep, got 2. Come on, Deron.
This is crunch time.
Yep,
in Haifa.
And like I said, this is what you have to do. You have to make your foul shots good. Oh.
And he misses the first one. And he makes the second one.
That's a 5. Still a 2-score game. They got to take up time. Soft press.
Tel Aviv.
Soft press.
Not necessarily going for 3 here.
No.
And Limonad. They call the foul.
Oh, I don't believe it.
And neither does Avi Ashkenazi. Doing some pretty impressive physical contortions on the sideline. Let's take another look there. He lost the control of the ball. He lost the ball. And here comes Raviv Limonad. Limonad, actually not a very good free throw shooter, a 68% shooter. Hasn't been to the line yet tonight. He's got 6 points. So once again, Sales in there for Dixon. They need the rebounding there. Limonad buries the first. And the crowd getting loud now. Makes the second. It is a 1-possession game now. 3-point lead for Haifa. And it is a timeout for Maccabi Haifa Heat. They have the ball. Avi Ashkenazi takes the timeout.
How much time left?
We've got 19.6 to go, so Tel Aviv will be fouling, and you should expect Haifa to have their best foul shooters out there.
I don't understand now why he took Dixon out, because Dixon is one of your better foul shooters, but that's okay.
Well, Maccabi Haifa Heat for the season, a 72% free throw shooting team. Tonight, 16 for 19 for 84%. As you see, Avi Ashkenazi.
You have to run your offense. If you run your, you got to understand that they're going to come after you and foul the first person that gets the ball in. The first thing you do is make sure that a good foul shooter gets the pass and to take care of the ball. They're going to foul you. They'll take a second and a half off the clock. All right, and then the next possession, you have to get down. You have to play tough defense, and everybody hits the boards. No weak side help because you don't want to give up a 3. Only unless we go up 5.
And you see there Kujikaro, who is out of the game. He's the captain of this team, getting his team pumped up. Way to go, Haifa Heat, yelling them on, cheering them on. And here they come out there with Jefferson and their best free throw shooters possible.
Yep.
Except, they do have Malik Dixon out there, man, who has not missed a single foul shot.
Three guards and Moshe Mizrahi, who's actually plays outside. They're going to go with Malik Dixon first as the guy who gets the ball. And that's a foul.
No doubt about that one.
And they didn't even.
They lost only a half a second.
They didn't lose anything. I mean, that's what he was supposed to do. Aaron McGee did the right thing.
And Jefferson is going to go to the line. Jefferson, a guy who's technically only a 66% free throw shooter, but he's come along a lot lately. 8 for 8 tonight from the line, trying to get his 29th and 30th points. And he doesn't.
All right.
His first miss of the night. This is a huge one right here.
Yep. Oh, no.
And it's no good. He misses the two
17,
now, and they count
16,
the most. A three-pointer would tie it.
15, 13. Kick the ball, 11 seconds, 11 and a half seconds left. Carlos Arroyo going in.
Now here is the classic dilemma for a coach, Simi. Do you foul now, do you not?
If I was the Haifa Heat, I would play defense, no help on defense, no three-point shots, no foul, everybody rebounds.
And Derek Sharp, who has not seen a single
in.
minute this game, coming in, he's a three-point shot specialist. He has had some famous shots for Tel Aviv over the years, big three-pointers, and they're stretching them out now.
Okay.
11.5 to go. Haifa up by 3. Tel Aviv looking to tie it. Arroyo takes the shot, gets it.
No basket.
No basket.
No basket. Foul immediately.
Wow.
Good play. It was a good play by Bender. Make the foul, 2 shots, then it's their ball, Haifa ball.
And that was mighty close.
Yep.
Mighty, mighty close to being a shot and a foul. And now here it comes the other way for Haifa. Arroyo going to the line. If you're Arroyo, do you make them both?
Of course.
There you go.
And you foul immediately.
So a lot of tic-tac-toe, a lot of poker here between the coaches.
Haifa has missed 3 foul shots in the last 2 possessions. It would be a 6-point game now. Missed 3 foul shots, crucial ones.
And they're bringing in Fisher now probably for his offensive rebounding ability. So the coaches here making their paycheck right now. As you can see, they're coming and trying to come up with the best matchups in this situation right here. Unlike Jeff Rosen, who's watching this like a spectator out in the fans, the owner of Maccabi Tel Aviv, Shimon Mizrahi, sitting on the bench as he always does, perching over the shoulder of Pini Gershon.
2 shots. They're going to foul immediately. Why didn't they put him in early? I don't understand.
And the crowd is reached deafening
and
and misses it.
It's a brick.
And Arroyo, who shoots 81% on the season, has missed all 3 of his free throw shots tonight. Wow. A lot of strange things have to happen for this game to go like it has.
He wants him to miss. And he tells him miss.
And that time he misses it on purpose. And the rebound is Haifa's. Perkins going out, and he got it. And they haven't fouled yet.
And the game
is going to be over. And he shoots it at the buzzer. No good. Haifa wins. And there is Deron Perkins running to the rafters. And the crowd going wild here tonight. Haifa pulling off an amazing upset. Their greatest victory of this season.
And the doctor of the team comes over and congratulates me and Aaron.
Like we had anything to do with it, Simmy.
We did. Had everything to do with it.
Without and look at Ashkenazi.
I'm very happy for him.
Wow.
I mean, it's a big win. It puts the Haifa Heat in the playoff in the first. And Elad Hassim said before the game, we are going to win tonight. I don't care what you say. I said, but Elad, you should be with Calipari in Kentucky, making $500,000 a year, and you're here with the Haifa Heat.
Well,
and
Elad
Jeff
Ashkenazi
told me, he said, Simmy, shut up.
Well, Elad Hassim pulling a Joe Namath, predicting victory tonight as you see the joyous event there at center court there. Maccabi Haifa, look at that, and Deron Perkins running out, jumping on the stands there. Deron Perkins coming up now, giving us some high fives.
You're the man.
Big game, man.
You're the man.
Deron Perkins heaving his headband into the stands, and this place is going wild, folks. Wow.
Yep. The fans are standing, giving them a standing ovation. Nobody is leaving. It's amazing. Nobody is leaving.
Unbelievable.
3,250 people are standing and clapping.
And you know what? And when you see this team came up from the second division before this season, like we said in the pregame, a lot of people marked this in their calendar. This was the do-or-die game. This is the game which says to Maccabi Haifa officially, we have arrived.
And Elad Hassin is over here, and his beautiful daughter, Ella. I'm sure he's going to get a bonus for this. They deserve it. And you know, I'm really surprised. I thought Maccabi Tel Aviv was going to come down and play real hard, but the Haifa Heat took it to them
and showed a lot of character out there.
And they went down. I mean, they were up. They went down at halftime and gave a great third quarter and just kept going. And they missed foul shots, but they dug in and did it.
And they came back down at the half and come back with a huge third quarter. Here we look at the top scorers there. Jefferson with 28 despite those last two losses. Kushikaro 17 before he fouled out.
So
Perkins
you're getting
13.
45 points from Devon Jefferson and Kushikaro, your two big men. Perkins 13, Dixon 10, Amit Ben David 5.
Aaron McGee leading the way for Tel Aviv. He had a good game, but Marcus Brown with 13, Caspi 12,
and they did
Elio 11.
And they did a great job on Arroyo.
And Arroyo, only 9 points, only 1 point after halftime, and the celebration continues here. As we take a look at the game stats here, look at that. The numbers tell it all. Tel Aviv struggling from the free throw line, 59%, struggling from three-point land. And Haifa just doing what it had to do, ends up with a better field goal percentage from the field than Tel Aviv does, even on rebounds, even on turnovers. But what it's not even is the final score, 79-76. Simi, the greatest victory for this organization in a decade. I mean, you got to go back that far. I mean,
yeah, and it showed a lot of character. And Papi, who was a guy that I met in Haifa 41 years ago, a friend of mine, they're all over here. They're all happy, and it just shows that, you know, that you can do it. The crowd came out and they pushed their team, and that's a very important thing. You know, people don't understand how much it means for a team to have their fans, 3,000, standing and cheering the whole game.
Now let's take a look at the other results we had and talk about the implications. Bnei Sharon pulling off against Ramat Gan. Rishon LeZion, the upset in overtime over Nahariya. Givat Shmuel losing to Galil and Jerusalem all over Kiryat Ata. Of course, the big score you see there, 79-76. Tomorrow, Ashkelon Holon. Simi, what does it all mean, and how does the victory tonight shake up the standings?
Well, it doesn't shake up the standing. It just forces Holon to win the game next week against. Tomorrow against Ashkelon.
Yeah.
Next week they have Maccabi Tel Aviv, while we go to Bnei Sharon. You have to understand that now the teams that below Holon cannot pass the Haifa Heat. There's a two-game difference in it, and there's only one game left in the season.
And that's a big one there. And we take
a
look
at
and that's like it took now at round 22. This is next week. Tel Aviv playing Holon on Saturday. You got Kiryat Ata, Nahariya, Givat Shmuel, Jerusalem, Ashkelon, Galil, Rishon LeZion, Ramat Gan, and of course our game in Bnei Sharon, which will be our presentation next week. Haifa gets some breathing room tonight. They will either finish third or fourth. That means they will get home court advantage in the first round.
You know, I haven't said this. I take off my hat to Avi Ashkenazi, the coach. He coached a great game today. You know, you don't agree with everything a guy does. He kept the guys in the game. He did what he wanted. Elad Hassin and Mickey Gorka helped him. I mean, you got to give the guy credit. He did a wonderful job this evening. Kol hakavod. That means all the honors.
And that is your final score, 79 for Haifa, 76 for Tel Aviv. A historic game, no less than that, here tonight in Romema. It's been our pleasure to have you. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. On behalf of Simi Rieger, I'm Aaron Heller saying so long until next week. Good night from Haifa.